How's it going, everybody? Today what I want to talk about is my monofilament Huddleston rig that I like to do a lot of times when the fish are, really choking the bait or eating it from the head first, which they do a lot of times in clear water. 8-inch Huddleston's probably my favorite bait of all time. Either that or maybe second to a jig, but they're really close. Really like throwing this bait, and this is the rig that I run most of the time, especially lately. I'm using the mono. It's a little bit easier than using braid. And I like wire, but I don't know, I like the mono a little bit more than wire. So I'm going to show you guys how to set this rig up right here. As you can see, that one's already rigged real close to the head. So I'm going to take it apart real quick for you. Cut it. You guys will look on Tackle Warehouse and stuff and look for crimping pliers and things like that, and they're like $30 to $40. The crimping pliers that I use are these Danielson crimping pliers, and they cost me like $13. So I like saving a little bit of money, and that's one way that I did it with this rigging method. The mono I use can be bought off Tackle Warehouse. It's the Grand Slam. It's the 80-pound mono. I mean, most 80-pound monos should be thick enough to hold up to standard bass fishing. As you can see, it's got some diameter to it. I like to take a little bit extra than what you think, something like that, just so I have a little bit more to work with, and cut it. The size crimping sleeves I like to use are these Berkeley. They're size 4, 60 to 80 pound. The 60 to 80 is nice because they're obviously really small. I actually have some 100 and I think these are 120 sizes, and they're a little bit bigger. You can use both, but I like the 80 just because it's a little smaller. So you're going to put one end in just like that, threaded through your sleeve. Then what you're going to do is put your hook on. I like going from the bottom to the top, but it probably doesn't really matter. I feel like the bottom to the top helps your hook sit flat down more likely, more often. You're going to stick that through there, bring it to where it's kind of tight, and then you're going to take the opposite side that you didn't use, and you're going to put that through the eye on your Huddleston. As you guys can see, this is a rate of fall 12 that I'm using right now. And you're going to do the same thing, go through, and then go right back through that sleeve. And the 80, when you're putting it in a 60 to 80 pound crimp, it's pretty tight in there, but it does fit. There we go. Just like so. So pretty much you kind of have like a figure 8 that your line's doing, and I like to tighten it up to where it's pretty tight. Not super tight, because I like it to still be able to swivel around a lot. A little looser than that will be good. And then you want to crimp it. The crimp that I've been using with success lately is that middle crimp. If you guys buy these same pliers, it's the second one in. It's just kind of like two flats with a little hole in the middle. So that's the one I've been using. Obviously, when you crimp it, you're going to want to crimp it about as hard as you can. So crimp it down there. So you can see it leaves kind of like a 2 lanes and a crease in the middle. And then you cut the tag ends with some scissors. And what I like to do, I use a Gamakatsu round bend bronze hook. I like to cut it just to where it's straight, not where it's bent inwards or anything like that. I don't like bending all the way because you break a lot of good hooks unless you're using the VMCs. And all I do is just, poke it into the foam. A lot of people don't poke it in, but it's my favorite way to rig the hook. So as you guys can see that in there, definitely my preferred rig of doing this. It sits real close to the body and stuff. So that's what I'm doing. If I'm fishing a Huddleston in clear water, just that simple rig, nothing else. Just Butch Brown rig without the wire, with the mono. You've seen mono crimped a couple different ways from other guys, but that's how I've been doing it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Simple monofilament Huddleston rigging. Give it a try. It's not necessarily super different, but it's what I've been doing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Stay tuned for next week, and we'll see what happens. Thanks.